Hello everybody, welcome back to Rachel Reads. My name is Rachel. I love to read American Christian fiction, and today I am doing a tag, except I made this tag. So I did some research just to make sure there's no copying or anything, but I did come up with these prompts, and it is called the fairy tale book tag. Obviously by the title you knew that, but yeah, there's I think 10 or 11 prompts, and I'm just going to go through and name the books. Essentially how this works is that there's a fairy tale story, and then it's a prompt for a book based off a theme of the story essentially. And you'll kind of see the examples as I read through these. So the first is Rapunzel, a long book you gave 5 stars, and it has to be over 150 pages. So for the theme, Rapunzel has long hair, long story, it's that idea. So for this, I picked Resistance by J.L. Knight. I do not own a copy, but I am planning on it. I really love this book. It is Christian fantasy, and it honestly is it's non-magical, and there's a little bit of violence, but I thought it was great. Small bit of romance, but just good faith content, It is fantasy, but there is an allegory. So yeah, very good, very clean, highly recommend. Prompt number 2 is the Little Mermaid, a book that took your breath away. And I'll do it for this one as well. The Little Mermaid, she lost her voice, took your breath away. It's that idea. So for this, I could pick a lot of books for this. There are so many books that I love that I've read recently, but for this, I'm gonna go with A Midnight Dance by Joanna Davis Napolitano. When I first started this book, I wasn't for sure what I was going to rate it, just because I heard mixed things. Some people loved it, some people didn't like it, some people had in-between feelings. And I kind of spoiled it for myself, so I didn't think I don't know if I spoiled it for myself. I can't really remember. I know I kind of was disappointed when something happened, but then I kind of got undisappointed and was so happy. And then the ending got very emotional because I was like, no, but then it turned out to be okay. So yeah, I'm very happy. Yeah, I love this book so much. I could talk about it for days. So yeah, great book. Prompt number 3 is Swan Lake, a book with the theme of sacrifice. And for this book, I don't want to say I'm cheating, but I'm going to pick a tale. I think it's called A Tale of Wing and Feather by Melanie Cellier. It is a Swan Lake retelling, but it's beautifully done. It is such a great story. Oh, I love it. My heart. It's just beautiful. We get to see the characters. You get to see them grow. It's a shorter story in her series, but I literally adore it so much. It is just beautiful, and yeah, I can't help but love it. It's just a great book. Let me see if I can find one on my shelf though. And I do have another book. I don't talk about this much on my channel, but it is Before I Called You Mine by Nicole Deese. There is a bit of that sacrificial love theme in there in a different way. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's got a beautiful story. It's all about adoption. I want to say I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. It's been a while since I read it. But yeah, I absolutely adore this book. It's great. I love the cover with the red line. And yeah, great book. I do recommend it. It's contemporary romance. It's Christian. And yeah, it's got some good themes to it. So do recommend. Prompt number 4 is Rumpelstiltskin, a book that changed you. And I talked about this book in my last video, but I'm going to say the Out of Time series by Nadine Brandes. This series did something to me. It really stirred my faith and made me want to grow my faith and, carry out Acts 1A and do what the Lord has called me to do. And I think that's just such a great challenge for a book to have. So yeah, I highly recommend this series. I say it a lot. I talk about the series a lot. But if you have not read her dystopian, I highly recommend. It is just beautiful. There's so much faith, a little bit of romance, lots of action and adventure. It's a bunch of great stuff, and yeah, I really recommend it. You really should try it. Prompt number 5 is Cinderella, a book with a self-sufficient character, but not snobby. For this, I am choosing Lady Selene from Mark of the Raven. Lady Selene is very self-sufficient. She can take care of herself. She can take care of herself. She's very good at it. She's been trained to do that. But, she goes through some changes that really humbles her. And she's never really, snobby about it. But, she has the ability to take care of herself. And, she doesn't abuse that. She uses it. And, yeah, I really love Lady Selene. She's such an interesting character. And, yeah, I'm going to pick her for the Cinderella self-sufficient prompt. Prompt number 6 is the 12 Dancing Princesses, a long series you love or a book with lots of characters. I don't have many long series that I've read. If I had to pick one, the longest I've read is Beyond the Four Kingdoms by Melanie Cellier. There's a 6-book series. I love them. I also own the Four Kingdoms, which is 5 books. My sister has the other one. But if I had to pick a long series, I would pick that one. But a book with a lot of characters. I've been talking about this book so much, but I'm going to say The Looking Glass Illusion by Cinderella. I could say the first book, which is The Wonderland Trials, but because I recently read this one and I love it so much, I'm going to say this book. Yeah, it's really special. We mainly follow Chess and Alice in this book, but there are 7 characters in this whole team that we follow, plus there's a few extra side characters. We meet more characters in this book, so yeah, there's a lot of characters, but not confusing. Like, you definitely can keep everyone straight, except for maybe like there's like a set of characters, but that doesn't really count. It's Wonderland. But yeah, you really can keep everyone straight in here, and I will mention again, has that beautiful chessboard. So yeah, it's stunning. Yeah, has a lot of characters. Great book though. Prompt number 7, Sleeping Beauty, a book with a slow plot. And for this, I'm going to pick Behind the Scenes by Jen Turano. This book is the first book in one of her series. I enjoyed the book. I want to say I gave it 4 stars. My only thing, I want to say this is the right book. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the right one. My only bone to pick with this book is like a third of the book takes place in one ballroom scene, and there's nothing wrong with that. It just felt like very drawn out to me. So, you know, when you have a scene set that long, you have to move everything else really quickly. But, you know, it's still a good book. It was just like set in one scene for so long, but overall it was pretty good. The next prompt is Mulan, a book with lots of action. For this prompt, I am choosing The Shifting Current by Danny Petrie. This is book 3.5 in her Coastal Guardian series. Obviously, because it's a novella, there is a lot of action and it happens quickly. But I mean, even though it's a novella, it still has a lot of action. Our characters are constantly on the move. They're constantly on the run. They're constantly going somewhere. And yeah, I really love this. I know I don't talk about her much, but Danny Petrie is one of my favorite authors. She's one of the ones I originally found when I started reading again. And it's just something really great. She writes the best romantic suspense besides Lena Eason, who y'all know I love. So yeah, I'm going to say The Shifting Current by Danny Petrie. I will say if I picked an action-packed series, Lynette Eason's Extreme Measure series is highly action-packed. There's so much going on in all of the books. So yeah, that's definitely a series that's action-packed. Number 9 is Aladdin, a book that transported you to a whole new world. For this, while the world is technically speaking not new, it definitely immersed you in the setting, and that is The Hidden Prince by Tessa Afshar. This is biblical fiction set during the time of Daniel, and we kind of get to see our main character, Kieran. I want to say Kieran. She actually has to go through a pretty deep journey. It's very beautifully done, but it is a deep journey. You get to see her struggles, what she excels at. You get to see her mature, and it's really well done. And we also get to see Jared, who is the guy main character. And they have a really great journey together. It's all about faith, and while there is romance, it's not really focused on that at all. It's just really well done biblical fiction. And yeah, I have enjoyed biblical fiction more in the past few months, but yeah, this one was really good. So yeah, I'm gonna say this one because it has great settings to it. Prompt number 10 is Alice in Wonderland, a fabulous book with a completely wild story. I did try to find something from the, normal romance section, but I'm gonna say Wistress by Nadine Brandes, just because this story is absolutely insane, y'all. It's such an adventure. It's so wild what happens in here, yet so special and so interesting. And yeah, I really love this book, and there's just something very special about it. It's beautifully done, beautifully written. There's just a wonderful, there's a great plot. There's, interesting themes to it, and I love it so much for that reason. for those reasons. So yeah, this book, it really is wild. It's absolutely insane what happens, but you really see how there's such an allegory that is beautifully done. And the last prompt, prompt number 11, is wild card, and this is essentially your favorite fairy tale retelling couple. And this is just like a couple from a fairy tale retelling book. And there was a lot I could pick for this. I mean, I could do Chess and Alice from the Wonderland Trials. I could do Peter and Claire. I mean, there's just so many I could do. There's a lot of good ones I could do, but for this, I'm going to say The Princess Pack by Melanie Sellier. I love this book. From her Four Kingdoms series, and maybe out of all of her books I've read, this is my favorite. This is about Rafe and Marie, and they're my favorite couple. They're so sweet. They're just a wonderful couple. Marie is a great female character who is not like super strong and super like built. She's not like super like bold or anything, but you really see her grow, and it's just like beautiful. So yeah, this is definitely like my favorite fairy tale retelling couple. Highly recommend this book. So yeah, that is all for today's video. I do need to tag people. I'm going to tag Celestia and Amanda from Book Lover Amanda. The questions will be down in the description box. I'm going to tag Celestia and Book Lover Amanda. I'm really excited to see y'all do this, and that the technical speaking last prompt, number 12, is tag someone. So whenever y'all do your videos, which I am so excited for, just go ahead and tag some people. And yeah, that's about all for today's video. I had so much fun writing these prompts and talking about some of my favorite books. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I hope God bless you today, and bye.